Hey folks, it's John P. from Geek Beat, and this is Callie, and we have a very special guest with us here, Richard McManus. We are live in Austin for South by Southwest.
And we're going to be talking to Richard about advancements in the mobile space, apps, devices, all that good stuff.
And of course, news of the week and all the other normal stuff we bring you. It all starts right here now, live on Geek Beat TV.
Geek Beat live from South by Southwest. As you can see,
it is busy back there.
Exactly. But before we get to back there, let's start with right here.
Right up in here in this space. Everybody, this is Richard McManus. Richard, thanks for joining us today.
It's great to be here, yeah.
So he runs readwriteweb.com, which is a wonderful site. You guys focus on web space,
tech
news, products, trends, everything that is being discussed here at South by Southwest, we cover.
Yeah,
and the best thing is they don't just cover it, they do analysis. That's the big differentiator, is that Read Write Web doesn't typically just tell you the news, they tell you the significance of what's going on.
Yeah, you've got some really smart guys behind these sites. Absolutely. And you guys do a fantastic job.
Thanks.
And recently you became part of a bigger organization.
Yes.
That's right, yeah, we got acquired by Say Media December last year, so that gives us the resources to become even bigger and go even deeper on these stories, so
very exciting.
Really excited about that.
Yeah, very exciting stuff.
Yeah.
You actually live in New Zealand.
Yes, correct, yeah. I live in New Zealand, I run the site from New Zealand. And all of my team come from America and they work from America.
Right.
We're building kind of a little base in the San Francisco office of Say Media now, so we're sort of upgrading our presence in America a little bit in terms of the people.
Okay.
Yeah.
How was that trip over from New Zealand here? I mean, you can't exactly direct fly to Austin from New Zealand.
Yeah, it took me 4 planes to get here.
Ouch.
Yeah, it took me about 24 hours in total of
we will never complain about our Japan trip again.
And yeah, exactly. And he just got in last night after 4 planes, 24 hours, and we've drug him on here for Geek Beat Live.
That's what we do. Because you guys got to have it live from here, so that's what we do.
That's right.
We're going to torture poor Richard.
So what I see back here is a registration line that I can't even see the end of. It looks like it's going to take 2 hours. We have not even registered. We just arrived into town. I am not looking forward to that. You went through registration this morning.
Yeah, it took me about 30 to 40 minutes, I guess, but that was when it was relatively light. It's got way worse since then.
South by Southwest is the largest conference in Texas, for sure. How many people come? They said this year...
Last year was like 25,000 or something, right?
Oh, I heard that it's 10 to 15% more this year, so like 30 to 35,000 maybe.
I think that it is outgrowing Austin. And Austin, we love Austin. Austin is weird and cool and fantastic, but the problem is you get to the point where now people are going an hour outside of the city to try and get a hotel room, and then when you come in, when you drive in, you can't find a place to park your car. It's
you had to walk quite far to get here.
It's getting rough. So I don't know. They might have to move it. My vote is for Dallas, just up the road. Then we don't have to drive down here.
But for those of you, not familiar with what South by is, really. Startups get launched here, web-type startups, also mobile apps get started here. Foursquare and Gowalla got started a couple of years ago. Twitter. What else?
I heard it described the other day as spring break for geeks, which is kind of what it is. Like there's
really
never that much news actually breaking here, but a product like Twitter or Foursquare can sort of gain traction because there's so many geeks in one place at one time, socializing and partying.
And that's just the interactive portion. After the interactive portion comes the music portion, and Austin is kind of the live music capital of the world. So there's all. I mean, that's a huge event for musicians and people involved in that industry.
Yeah.
I have this open a case. It's a beer bottle opener with an iPhone case. I have never used it, but I'm expecting to use it here at South by Southwest in Austin because it's a party city. Not for me, but for somebody else. I don't drink beer, but I expect to be able to use it finally.
We're going to use it. I guarantee you that. Now, you guys don't forget, you can head on over and check in on Get Glue.
Yes.
Go to geekbeat.tv/glue check-in.
And you
And what
can
else?
also get all of the videos and all of the links about everything we talk about here today at geekbeat.tv/live55. Dave Herwig is down on the floor.
He's right there. He's sitting right there.
While
Live
we
blogging.
do this show.
That's right.
Poor guy.
Live
We didn't even
55.
bring him a pillow or anything.
Okay, guys. You know what? We're gonna have to take a quick break.
Yep.
For the commercials. We got to pay for it. You know.
When we get back, though, we're going to be talking about the new iPad. So the fame spot question of the day is, are you going to be getting that iPad?
That is a good question. We want to know. Head on over to geekbeat.tv/famespot and record yours. Get right here on TV with us. Back right after this. Hey folks, welcome back to Geek Beat TV. We are here live at South by Southwest. I am John P.
Callie Lewis, and this is Richard McManus. So yes, we are here South by Southwest. We have had a huge week in news though. So before we get to the exciting stuff that we expect to see here at the conference,
The
we want
exciting
to
stuff
talk
we've already seen.
Exactly.
Well,
so
nothing is hotter right now than the big new
Galaxy Tab.
No. iPad 3. This right here,
Wait,
the iPad 3.
iPad 3? No.
The iPad 3.
No.
I'm just kidding. This isn't an iPad 3.
It's not the iPad 3.
Sorry,
it's
the
not
new
the iPad
iPad.
HD. It's the new iPad or just the iPad. Have we had an official statement about the name?
No, it's just the iPad.
I don't care what they call it. I'm
Yeah.
calling it iPad 3.
I was like halfway through our live stream, we were live streaming the event.
Yeah.
Somebody said, you know, they haven't really called it anything.
Yeah,
We never saw a 3 come out and everything. I think that's probably fairly smart though.
Yeah, I
At
think
some
it is
point-
because they're trying to target more new customers to buy the thing. So, nobody really wants to buy the third version of something that we haven't
Right.
had before. So I think it's a smart move, just to brand it generically as the iPad.
Isn't that what they did with the iPhone too?
No, it's still the 4S.
Oh, that is
Yeah.
true. That is true.
No, I was just wondering when they're going to drop the name on.
just call it iPhone?
I mean, at some point, they dropped any Mac numbering system or anything
Right.
like that. So now it's just the MacBook or
Yeah.
MacBook
It
Pro.
really only matters to geeks, really, what the version number is.
It really
So,
does, yeah. So, do you think that they will? I mean, do you think that'll be successful? That it'll just appeal to new customers just because it has no number?
Well, it's still priced pretty high, so I think it's still going to target kind of a luxury market. But having said that, though, the iPad 2 is going to be available for, I think it's $399. So
And
that'll bring more
according to Phil
customers in.
Schiller, I'm sorry, we
Yeah.
have to say this, but
Gotta
Phil
rip on
Schiller
him a
got
bit.
up on stage and was like, we're dropping the price of the iPad 2
It's
to
an
$100,
it's
$100 less.
amazing.
It's
Yeah.
incredibly amazing, and this is
huge
revolutionary.
news. Yeah, this is huge
We were
news.
kind of annoyed by
It's
that.
gonna
What
open it
did
up
you
to so many
not
more
even pay
people.
attention to
Yeah,
that?
well, I think when you consider that the Kindle Fire is still half the price of
Right.
the iPad 2 now, so it's still not very relative. It's still not cheap. It's still relatively expensive for a tablet device. But having said that, I think the iPad 3 is just technologically one or two steps ahead of anything else in the market right now.
Well,
And-
let's talk about that.
Definitely.
Why? What has it got?
Well, the Retina display for a start is just awesome. It's 1 million pixels more than an HD
Right.
TV.
The resolution is roughly, let's say, 2,000 by 1,500.
Yeah.
I loved that they were sitting there on stage. This is such a great screen. It's so high def that you can't even see it because the screen behind us
Can't project it.
can't even show it to you.
Yeah. But I think mostly people use their tablets for media consumption, whether it be video or ebooks or whatever. So having a much high def screen, I think, is going to be a huge boost to the iPad.
Yeah, I think they
Yeah.
said that the resolution on the screen now is greater than print. So
Right.
you'll be able to read on the screen, and it's clearer than reading like a newspaper.
And it won't smudge.
And it won't smudge, although your battery will die
Yes, it will.
after 8 hours or 9 hours.
Do you really
whatever.
believe they said the battery life was something like
8 or
I
9
forget,
hours.
like 9 hours on 4G?
Yeah, it never lasts that long for me on the iPad. So
Right.
Yeah.
But speaking of 4G, that's another big announcement. Is
Yes.
that now you'll be able to get it with 4G on either AT&T or Verizon.
Yes.
So and they mentioned
also
that
have
you'd be
it-
able to use it as a hotspot as well. So that might help push people over the edge if they're thinking about it.
Well, the
Because
people
if you-
we've talked to so far, that's a huge feature for them, being
Yeah.
able to get a hotspot, because then you're not having to, like the other day, we were using your hotspot on your mobile phone. We had a call. We got cut off on the call because the hotspot took all the battery.
Killed
so
it.
I mean, it's not ideal to have your phone be your hotspot. So if you could have another device.
Well, and these things have batteries that are so much bigger that it helps, power it.
Exactly.
That kind of the 4G is a notorious power hog. But what else does it have? So it's got 4G. It's got the new
A5X
display.
chip.
Yeah, new chip.
So
The new camera.
The camera's
new camera.
huge.
Yeah.
5 lens element, major improvement on the camera.
Yeah.
So I think it's at least supposed to be as good as the new iPhone 4S.
Right, yeah.
And I have to say, I played with that. That is a good camera.
The
for a
iPhone
phone.
4S camera is pretty good. It can
Yeah.
produce some really good results. But the
So maybe it'll encourage people to do home movies and that kind of thing. It'll encourage
Right.
more video activity.
do a whole movie of us. I mean,
Yeah,
just
right.
hold it up like
With your iPhone
it's.
three.
Yeah, no, I would. I
still
would
clunky,
Well,
you
I would
know?
take pictures. Think
Yeah.
about this, okay? A lot of times when you're taking pictures of stuff, the screen you have is a little 3-inch
Yeah.
screen, okay?
You don't really know
That's
what you're
actually
taking.
limiting.
Right.
That's
Yes.
limiting. But if you have a 2000 by 1500 resolution, and you know if it's out of focus
That's
right
true.
then and there. So I would use it for that. I don't
Yeah.
care. I don't care if this looks stupid. I'd take pictures or video like that. By the way, I'm giving one away.
Yeah.
I think I'm giving away the first one ever.
Oh yeah.
Remember? We were live streaming.
While
We said,
we
hey,
were
let's
live
give one away.
streaming, we went ahead and announced the giveaway, so you guys can go submit for that at Google Plus, gplus.to/John Pose, JOHNPOZ. How do you spell your name?
Just look for John Pose on Google Plus and scroll back a little bit. You'll see the one I'm giving away.
But you bought one.
Yeah, I've ordered mine already, so I'm going to pick it up on the
Okay.
16th of March.
What color did you get?
I got the white one with a red cover, and they give you free engraving if you order it online.
Yeah.
So,
Awesome.
What'd you get engraved on yours?
oh, just my name and
Okay.
my personal website.
Okay,
Nothing-
cool.
Nothing spectacular.
So another new announcement, obviously the Apple TV that has a new user interface, woohoo, and we're moving on.
Oh wait, also there was an update to Apple TV, and there were people who told us that they ran the update and it caused problems with their Apple TV.
That's true, that's true.
That's not good.
Well, also Google had a big announcement. I don't know if big compared to the Apple announcement is big, but they took all your Google Music, all your Google apps in the marketplace. So they're taking away the split on each of those individual categories and merging it into one into Google Play.
Oh, I
So-
noticed that on my Android phone,
It started
it said
saying Play.
like the icon changed. Like I was looking for where'd the market go?
Where'd the market go?
And
Yes.
they changed the icon, changed the name, and I was like, where'd it go? And I clicked on. I was like, I don't know what that is, and I clicked on it, and bang, it was a
So
market.
Google Play is now everything. Think iTunes.
Yeah.
It's everything in one.
Yeah.
That should be good. I mean, people were confused as to how to access certain things. They were going all over the place. Now you can just go into one place. I think that'll be good.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it's great for Android users. I'm actually myself locked into the iTunes ecosystem, so haven't really checked it out. But
You don't have
okay.
any Android devices?
no, I don't actually at the moment.
Wow,
I think
we got to
we're
get you a
kicking 'em off the
tablet or
show
something
now.
at least.
Bye, Richard. Actually, we will keep
Yeah, I'm
him
an
on.
Apple fanboy. Yeah.
So, but we do need to go to commercial break and thank the sponsors that pay for things like South by Southwest.
Wait, before we go, remember, we want to know, are you going to buy the new iPad? If so, why?
Leave us a fame spot. All you have to do is 15 seconds from your mobile device, from your computer that's sitting right in front of you, and go to geekbeat.tv/fame spot. Record that, send it on in. Hey guys, I'm Callie Lewis. Welcome back to Geek Beat Live. We've got Richard McManus with us.
We do indeed. And of course, I'm John P. But
Right
we're going
now,
to get right to it here.
it is app time.
It is app
We
time.
are at South by Southwest. Apps are huge here. As we mentioned before, name some of the people who have launched here and done really well.
In the past?
Yeah.
Well, Twitter obviously is
Yep,
the big success
big one.
story. Foursquare had a great year a few years ago.
Goala.
Also
Goala
launched.
And then they
and,
sold some.
they sold to-
Facebook, didn't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think Facebook bought Goala
Uh-huh.
or something recently.
Yeah. Yeah, and last year was all about group messaging apps, which
Right.
I don't think really worked out that well. But
Actually, GroupMe, we have fallen in love with.
Yeah.
But did it launch here?
Yeah, didn't it?
Well, it didn't. I don't think it launched, but it definitely there was a big competition last year with GroupMe and Beluga and a couple of
Yeah.
others.
The Beluga. something.
Yeah, Beluga, which was just bought by Facebook just before last year's South by Southwest.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They bought Beluga and they bought Gowalla.
Yeah, I think Koala was later on.
Yeah, later.
Yeah.
So do companies tend to hold off their launches until South by Southwest, or do they just launch them and then just make a big presence here?
Yeah, I think they tend to launch them beforehand and then just try them out with early adopter audiences. And they kind of see South by Southwest as the testing ground for their app.
Yeah.
Amongst a huge geek audience. And if they can get like a really good following amongst early adopters here at South by Southwest, then they're pretty much set.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's the big test.
It's hard to test your app at a place like South by Southwest because it can go down very quickly.
Yeah, exactly.
If it takes off really big, you could have 10,000 people jump on very quickly, and now you got problems.
And one of the main conversations you hear in the hallways here at South by is about what apps have launched or what apps people are using and all of that. It's very app-oriented.
Yeah. The big kind of trend this year is something called ambient location proximity apps or something. The name always changes, but these are applications where you can find out who's around you at any one time. You'll be walking down the street and turn this thing on, and you'll find out if somebody is within 10 meters of you who shares similar interests to you, and theoretically you can sort of meet that person and strike up a conversation.
Interesting.
So I could be like, I have friended somebody that I've never met face to face, Sharon. Let's call her Sharon.
Right.
I'm walking down the street, it pings me, it buzzes in my pocket. Oh, Sharon's here. Sharon! Sharon!
Yeah.
Is that how it works?
Well, yeah, except that you needn't have ever met this person online either. You could just be walking down and meet a complete stranger.
So I could have in my profile that I like robots.
And bacon.
And Sharon likes bacon,
Yes.
and
you'll probably get like 5 other people who like bacon converging around you, starting a conversation around bacon.
So would
then do you
people
chat together?
Well, hang on. Would people go into their settings and say, "Notify me when someone who likes bacon is near me"? Is that how it works?
I think so. Yes, you put in your interest. I'm trying to test it out at South by Southwest, but I've been having trouble with the Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Another
That's a
issue
big problem,
with these.
Well, that's
companies.
interesting too, because the first thing that I think of is that could be used to stalk people like you guys, okay? Like, for example, I could put one in and say, if someone has 1 million followers on the social network, notify me if they're nearby. And then like when you two are walking around and you've got that, everyone would swarm around you. That's coming. If they're doing that, then that's only one variable.
All you got from us was
Yeah, well, I mean, also
Doesn't Kelly already get that?
yeah, she does get that, but I'm sure you get that too. But
not as often.
She really gets it, but
we're stopping you down the street.
But I'm just saying it would make it even worse.
Yeah, it could. But
You wouldn't be able to walk around because everybody would be notified that you're in the area.
This isn't like any app. You can make an exception for people who have a lot of followers. So
you could.
We're really concentrating on the general user here, and it seems like a pretty cool way of exploring or discovering.
It's definitely a big trend, and location in general, but I think location applications are getting more sophisticated.
Yeah.
I spoke this morning, did an interview this morning with Amber Case, who has a company called GeoLoki, which is a platform for location applications. Mm-hmm. And
GeoLoki has been around for a couple of years, hasn't it?
Yes, it has, and it's starting to get a lot of traction too, because it makes these applications work a lot better. They work in the background, and you don't have to do so many tasks to actually use them. They kind of work automatically.
Yeah.
So I think we're seeing a lot more sophisticated apps these days.
So does that drain your battery pretty heavily, or is it a fairly light?
Well, that was the other thing, because it's not using, it uses GPS, but it's not reliant on it. It can also use other location data from cellular
like
networks
Wi-Fi
and
and
so
stuff
on.
like that too.
Yes.
Okay.
So I know that GeoLoki actually makes it less of a drain on your battery. So we're starting to see those technologies become better and more sophisticated.
So you're going to download it, John?
Yeah, why
You're
not?
afraid of all your stalkers.
No, all my stalkers.
What other trends are we seeing, or apps specifically that you're looking forward to launching?
I've been keeping a close eye on things that are like cars with internet technology and smart homes. And
Don't get him started.
That's awesome.
I think that is getting more traction.
And in fact, we have another special guest who's going to join us in just a little bit to talk about apps and cars.
Yes.
So I'm looking forward to those too.
Right. Yeah, the beauty, it's just everything is becoming internet connected these days, and I think that's what really interests me. And a lot of people here at South by Southwest are following those trends too. So, it's becoming more than just a geek sort of things that you download on your smartphone. It's just everywhere these days.
And also kitchens. We're seeing apps in kitchens and that convergence as well.
What I'm really looking forward to is when we have more of a more convergence between these mobile devices and the permanently mounted devices. So, for example, we're remodeling a house, and in our house, we happen to have a kitchen that has also a big breakfast nook area connected to it.
I wonder, has a show gone by? You in the chat room, let us know. Has a show gone by that he hasn't mentioned his remodel?
Yes, I haven't mentioned it in weeks, okay? Give me a break. So anyway, we're putting a big 50-inch TV over in the breakfast nook area. What would be awesome is if let's say you could pull up a recipe on recipes.com and fling it over to the TV on the wall while you're cooking in the kitchen. That would be awesome.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Mark's giving us the 1 minute mark, but we have to talk about some web stuff.
Well, we're going to do that after the break.
Oh, we're going to take a quick break and come back to web?
So are there any other apps that or trends in really
that we
short?
need to be watching for?
Yeah, well, I think, John, you touched on one, which is, mobile phones and tablets connecting with devices.
Yeah. Well, Apple TV launched with that as well.
Right, yeah. And Shazam for TV, that's getting popular.
What's it called, AirPlay?
It's a little different.
Okay, different.
Yeah, and companies like Geek Blue, which you mentioned before on your show. It's you can sort of do things on your TV with your smartphone these days or your tablet. So that's exciting too.
All right.
Cool.
Well, you guys pay attention to those trends.
And remember, Geek Blue.
Yes, don't forget
he
to check
mentioned
into
Geek Blue.
Geek Blue, so we got to mention it. Go to geekbeat.tv/glue check-in and check in right now so that you can get your stickers, physical stickers that you can slap on your tablets.
You can get a Cali sticker. You can get a Mark Z sticker. Mark's giving us the move. Okay, but before we leave, don't forget, we want to know, what are you going to do about the new iPad 3 release?
I'm going to throw this out and get a new iPad.
Whatever.
Not really.
Head on over to geekbeat.tv/namespot and let us know. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Geek Beat TV with I'm Richard McManus from Read Write Web. I'm a guest here on the show. Of course, you all know Kelly Lewis and you all know John Pos.
We're gonna be losing him after this segment, so we forced him into that.
We made him do the welcome back. That was his first ever, but it was awesome. It was better than my first. We had to do my first one like 10 times.
Oh God, you were horrible.
I'm still horrible. But it doesn't matter because right now it's web time, so we're going to talk about web stuff.
All the web stuff that you ever want to find, you can always find it at Read Write Web, of course.
It's in the name.
Yes, exactly. Now, I mean, first of all, we're talking web. We've got to talk viral videos. I'm just going to skip right down to an article you wrote because you did the top 10 most popular viral videos.
Yeah.
3 out of the top 10. Guess who they were?
Me? Me? You were pointing at me?
I'm pointing at you.
That was me.
No, Justin Bieber, of course.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Of course.
Well, he's my favorite.
Right, I'm sure he is.
Well, the thing is, I first did that post, I think it was about 3 years ago now, and so we regularly update that post because it's so popular on Google now.
I found myself watching some videos I hadn't seen before.
Yeah. But yes, I think Bieber has 3 and maybe Eminem has 2 or something like that. Yeah, half of those videos are, by 2 musicians, very popular musicians. And I think there's another 2 or 3 music videos on there, maybe one baby video and
the baby video was actually really funny. This kid, he's sitting with his younger brother, and the younger brother bites the bigger kid's finger, and he's like, "Oh, that hurt." And then he's like, "Oh no!" He was like, "Oh, you bit my finger." And then he's like, "Hey, mommy, look, he bit my finger." And then the kid.
Ouch! Ouch! Ouch, Charlie! Ow! Charlie!
Bite it again.
Calms down, and he's like, "Ah, that hurts."
You described that amazingly well. I was wondering how you could actually describe that video.
Well,
you have to watch
I'm
it,
sticking
though.
my finger.
Dave is going to find it. He's going to put it at Live 55. Go to geekbeat.tv/Live 55 in the show notes,
Yes,
and we'll find a link to the article so that people can watch all 10 of them, you know? I don't know if we're going to get to it. I don't see it on the run sheet, but there is another viral video that's been going around, the Coney 2012 one.
Yes,
Have you seen this one?
I haven't seen it, but I was watching it on CNN last night. It's a 30-minute video about the Ugandan.
Yeah.
Why don't you describe it since you saw it?
Well, the first thing I would say is the video is incredibly well produced. Like the guy who put it together, I mean, it's professional, it's great, it's compelling, it's 30 minutes of entertaining video, okay? And it's designed to make you really, really not like this Coney guy and want to talk to the politicians and raise money and do things to build awareness to capture this guy who he's famous because he's essentially been torturing kids or whatever.
I wouldn't want to be famous for that, actually.
Yeah, so, you know, the question is how many people are going to get involved in this? There are people on both sides. They say, everybody says universally, this is a bad guy. He's like #1 on the hit list for the UN of bad guys, okay? So everybody agrees, but some people are saying this particular organization that put out the video is not very efficient from a...
Yeah, they're also saying that they failed to disclose certain things about the Ugandan government, for example, that they tortured people as well.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, a lot of critics are saying it's very one-sided. And, and even CNN was kind of critical about it last night, saying, oh, we've been reporting on this for years, and these guys are, you know, it was very one-sided.
But at the same time, it's got a huge amount of attention, very quick, and so it's hard, I mean, it's hard to complain about the results, you know? So anyway, that was a sidebar. We do have...
Well, so one thing that's come up this week is that Amex, American Express, is now offering some discounts to users who use hashtags for their partners. So let's say I tweet about McDonald's. I tweet the hashtag Amex McDonald's. I'm going to get a discount at McDonald's. And it doesn't even matter what I say. I could say McDonald's sucks. I'm not really saying that. I'm just saying I could say that.
You could say, I think pound McDonald's Amex sucks! Exclamation point, and get a discount on your food.
Exactly.
Sweet.
I don't know why if you think it sucks so bad, why you would want a discount, but there you go then.
I would never say that. In fact, we ate at McDonald's today on the way here.
Now the question
I love McDonald's.
is, are you okay with that? Do you agree with that philosophy of businesses, you know, you taking use of
paying
social
for comments?
Media?
They're paying for comments.
Yeah, I think like basically everything is up for grabs these days, and
Really?
these companies just want as much sort of circulation of their brand and message as possible.
Yeah.
And that's the thing with Twitter and Facebook, you can't control your message on there.
No, you can't.
So you might as well just take advantage of the fact that you can actually get your message on there and get it circulated and go viral. So
well,
I think it's a smart move.
The other thing is these companies are already spending tens and hundreds of millions of dollars on advertising. If people are going to be talking about you, and you can kind of turn it into an ad for more or less free, I mean a discount on a food, which means it's the cost is only if they actually are consuming anyway, why not? I mean,
and they can also get some good data about their users as well. You can have a fake Twitter profile and do this, but a lot of people will actually tweet it with their real profile. So, you know, McDonald's and so on will be able to get good data out of this.
But before we lose you, I just have one question. How is the mobile space affecting, you know, websites and the web itself in terms of design and UI or UX?
Well, I think one thing we're seeing this year is that the actual design of mobile sites is getting way better. And ReadWrite Web itself is undergoing a design right now. It's called a responsive design, so it works just as well on a mobile phone, a tablet, or a website on a PC. It expands and contracts very fluidly. And so a lot of websites these days
without us having to go through like, oh no, I want to see the full version.
And it's one design too, so you don't have to design a separate iPhone app or Android app or so on. You can just do one design, and it's, you know, it looks great on all these devices. So
it serves up like different style sheets for different types of devices. That's good.
I do hope to see more of that come through.
Yeah, me too. I think this is
I know
great.
we want to keep talking about it, but Richard has to be somewhere now, and we have to break for commercials. So we're going to take off, but before we go, we want you guys to tell us what you think about the new iPad 3. I don't care what they call it. I'm calling it the iPad 3. What I want to know is, are you going to go buy an iPad 3?
Are you going to be like Richard?
Are you going to be like Richard? Are you going to go buy a new iPad 2 at a lower price? Or are you going to stick with the one you've got?
All right, leave us a fame spot over at geekbeat.tv/famespot.
Hey folks, welcome back to Geek Beat TV. I am John P.
Why do you keep saying Geek Beat TV? Usually
like
we say Geek Beat Live, but this is Geek Beat Live.
It's Geek Beat Live, it's Geek Beat TV.
I'm Callie Lewis.
Welcome to Geek Beat.
We switched out guests.
Hudar from OnStar, GM.
He's the VP
OnStar.
of Business Planning for
He's
OnStar.
the VP of the universe.
Exactly.
For OnStar.
He's the OnStar.
He's actually.
Have you ever gotten an introduction where we just change your title?
It happens, but this is really good, though.
Yeah, this is the good one. We're promoting you,
Yeah,
okay?
thank you.
He's a minion. No.
Yeah, that's right. So he's actually had us out to We've gone
Exactly.
out, visited
Command
you,
Center, yeah.
and we've visited the command center multiple times now. So
Yeah.
thank you for having us out.
Your
And now-
lunches are fantastic, by the way.
That's right. And now we're returning the favor. Now we're having you with us on the show live. So
Thanks for
thanks for
coming
joining
on.
us.
No, it's a pleasure to be here.
So at CES, you guys actually made a nice announcement that we were really excited about. If you guys have been following along, you saw it. But allowing people to develop apps for your car, for OnStar,
Yeah.
to go into the cars. And so I think that's really, really, really cool because having anyone develop apps to have you guys implement is kind of a switch. No one ever else is doing that.
This is the first car
can't talk.
company
No one else.
anywhere that is opening up. And you guys are not exactly a car.
they're not.
You're a division of
are-
GM.
We're a wholly owned company owned by GM.
Right. So the exciting thing too is that means if you have a Chevy, a Cadillac, or a GMC,
Do it
or
for GMC,
we can
absolutely.
keep going across the list.
Because now with
ultimately-
go ahead.
Ultimately, the OnStar systems are integrated in there,
Right.
and if people can develop apps, that means there are things that I wish, like I'm driving down the road and I wish that I could have certain things in my car. Like for me, I like to have a G meter in the car, and like 0 to 60 stopwatches and things like that.
You're going to
And
go to jail one of these days, aren't you?
I'm willing. And that means that if I was a good coder, I could potentially build an app and give it to you guys, and it might wind up in the car.
Sure, yeah, so there's a couple of different versions of the apps that we're doing. So GM also has some really great new infotainment systems, so devices,
Yeah.
nice touchscreens, and a lot more apps are going to be resident in there. So there's a set of APIs and an SDK that is coming out for that application so that you can have in-vehicle apps. And then the OnStar
So
connectivity.
before you move on from that, what kind of infotainment apps might you imagine people might start building?
Or what have they
like-
already started building?
Or
Well, I
like
mean-
things I could play a movie on the display in the car or something like that.
There's
Or
going to be, well, first of all, we can't conceive of all the creativity that's
Yeah.
going to be out there. So that's one of the reasons we're doing this, because we can't conceive of everything, and we're going to really unleash the intelligence, the brilliance of the crowd, the community of developers. And so that's the fun part. Now, the early apps that we're seeding include Pandora and Stitcher, and you can think of these kinds of things. They're going to sort of the really big dominant ones are going to be there in the vehicle, and those are going to integrate with your smartphone. And so the kind of stuff that the OnStar APIs are going to allow is from remote. So you're not at your car, and because of the connectivity that we provide to the vehicle, we'll be able to actually let people have access to information in the vehicle when we're not there. And so I'll tell you, there's one that my wife is asking for. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, she likes this
Gotta
one.
get it done, then.
I'm going to get it done. We're going to convince some app developer someplace to write this one for me. She says that when her car gets to a quarter tank of gas, she wants me to get a text message about that.
Oh, right.
So that you,
So that I can do something about
brilliant.
it. So that's and it can happen anytime. So if
Yes.
she gets home, she turns the car off. Whatever it is, I should get an update on that so I can take care of this thing. And I'm happy to do this actually.
of course, if she gets a Bolt, then she won't need all that gas. She can just plug in when she gets home.
Well, that's right.
That's
She plugs
true,
it in.
that's true.
And the Volt, the Volt today has a plug-in reminder.
Yep.
So I
Yes.
drove a Volt for about 4 months, and I set it for 10 o'clock at night. If it's not plugged in at 10 o'clock at night, send me a text message.
We got it for 4 months. We got it for 2 weeks.
Yeah, but that's okay. We enjoyed it.
That's great. Did you like it?
Oh, we loved
Yeah,
it.
it's an
Loved
awesome
it.
vehicle. It's an awesome
It
vehicle.
even had, sorry, off topic, but it even had like a little cubby hole, perfect size for takeout Chinese.
That's right. That's right.
To take out
So here's another example. This is one of the things we talked about at CES, is we've actually worked with an early developer, a company called Relay Rides, and what they do is provide
Oh, yeah.
peer-to-peer car sharing. And what that means is, if you, John, if you've got a car that you don't you don't use a lot, and you'd like to be able to rent it out to people, but you don't know who. And Callie, if you would like to rent a car temporarily and you don't know where
I'd like to rent the NSX, please.
I'm sure that they're under. I mean, they've got Teslas in the system as well.
Nice.
So there's an exchange that Relay Rides is set up, which allows you to make your car available and allows you to find the car. And then the system works on a kit that gets installed to the vehicle to allow you to come to the car on your app, unlock the vehicle, get the keys from the glove box, and off you go.
Sweet.
But,
so she can like look in her app and she can say, well, what cars are available in this area?
Near me, yeah, right.
And it can be like, okay, there's a Ford, or not a Ford, because you could get a Ford.
You can do Fords.
You
right?
could, because you can get the aftermarket OnStar.
Well, that's one thing, but they got to install a kit in there. But with the OnStar vehicles, they're actually using our early API, and in their app, GM OnStar vehicles can actually work immediately. So they're Relay Rides ready.
built in.
This is the first version
Nice.
of a third-party developer developing an app. It's a co-creation activity. We're actually creating a new kind of value in this equation.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, so she pulls it up. There's a Camaro.
Yeah.
There's a truck. Whatever. She's like, oh, I need a Camaro. Oh, that's a convertible on top of that. Okay, I'll take it.
See what the price is. If you like the price,
it's $100.
reserve it.
Okay, and then
she says reserve.
Yeah.
And then she goes over to it. They unlock it.
Well,
she hops in.
She actually presses the unlock button.
Oh.
on my app,
On your app,
and then it unlocks,
because
and
the
then I can
system
drive away.
the system is giving you credentials and authorization to unlock the vehicle in the reservation window.
Okay.
And so you press the button and it unlocks, keys are in the glove box, and you can use the car.
And then to security, you have all of my information, so if I were to try and steal this thing, it wouldn't work.
Yeah, right. And so the whole thing is that the APIs that we have allow developers to access our back office, okay? And then our back office completes that using our proprietary secure pipe to the vehicle, because we don't want anybody just touching the vehicle directly.
Yeah.
And so we've got 16 years of experience of making sure this connection to the vehicle very secure, robust, safe, and we're building on that. And again, we're going to see exciting new things that come from it.
I cannot wait to see what kind of things that app developers come up with, because you do have access to things that no one's ever had access to. You have all the engine data. You have the ability to literally make the car do
Understand
things
your
like
car
turn
better.
it on, unlock the doors.
Exactly.
You can do anything an OnStar agent could do remotely, but you do it all through the system.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. No one else has done this so far, and I expect everyone to jump on board.
Oh my God, I just thought of what would be an awesome app. No, if I buy a car, okay, and I need it to get serviced, one of the things that I just don't have time to get it serviced. What if my dealership can log into the system and remotely, they can send somebody to come get my car. They don't even have to bug me. I just schedule it. They come, they show up at the car, they hit a button, open the door, drive it over there, service it, come back, bang. You could do that with an OnStar app.
That would be awesome.
Absolutely.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Well, I'm super excited to see what comes out of this. Obviously, there are lots in the works, and where can people go to find out more information about the relay rides and all of the app development?
OnStar.com/developer.
That's easy.
And they can also send an email to us at developer@onstar.com, and we'll alert them to a sign-on page. And about June timeframe this year, we're going to actually have the APIs available for developers to use.
Wow.
We're going to do it really in two stages. One stage is going to be a developer toolkit that they can develop some prototype applications, and we're going to have in the background a simulator that allows them to actually simulate their apps and error-proof and get all the bugs out. And then when these apps touch our vehicles, there's actually cost in the system. So we're going to make sure that it's safe, and we'll make sure that we work correctly and get the right select developers up front. So.
Well, I know we've got a lot of developers watching here. Okay, so you guys
OnStar.com/developer.
Start building some
Go check
cool
that out. Make sure that you're building cool stuff, and you tell us about it beforehand, because
That's right.
Write my wife's app.
That's right.
Exactly. Do that.
And write my G-Force meter app so that I can go put it in a vet or something and just get a ticket.
Exactly.
Can I stand up again?
Come on.
Okay, right before we go.
This is the real height.
That's right. He's 6'7", okay?
We are so embarrassed how short we are.
I feel
because,
like a midget.
You're 6'1",
Yeah.
I'm 5'8". We made him sit down.
That's right.
All right,
He was
this
so
is
gracious.
Nick Budar. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks very much,
All right, you
Before we
guys.
go,
Yeah, wait. Now,
are you going to
don't-
get the new iPad?
Don't.
I pre-ordered it already.
All right,
you did.
be like
Yeah.
Nick.
How about you guys? What are you going to do? Head on over to geekbeat.tv/FameSpot. Let us know. 15-second video. We'll put you right here on TV with us. Be right back.
Hey guys, I don't know whose turn it is to bring back
Yours.
the show.
Bring it back.
I'm Kelly Lewis.
I'm John P.
We are at South by Southwest
That is
2012.
South by Southwest.
And here in Austin, Texas, we've had an awesome set of discussions with two great people
We had
already.
Richard. We had Nick.
We have lost them both because they
They're
had to
busy
go
men.
do things, and now we're by ourselves. Please, somebody help me.
Smart Alec.
All
I'll
right.
tell you what'll help
It's
you.
gadget time.
That's what'll help you.
All right, so we have this awesome game of asteroids that has come out.
I love asteroids.
Now, you know asteroids, you kill those meteors and the asteroids and all of that stuff.
Aliens.
But
The aliens
this
come
one,
flying in.
This one you do with your eyes. You don't lift your hands
How is that
at
possible?
all. So you calibrate the screen, first of all. You stare at the calibration spots, and then it will track your eyes.
With what?
And you focus on
my
the
screen
asteroid,
that I
and then
have?
it just blows up.
My screen that I have?
No, it's an arcade type game.
Oh.
So it's pretty cool though.
That's very cool, but how do I get one?
Well, I don't really see that they're for sale, but I hope that they will be soon. So I don't know. We'll see. I have one thing that I do know that you will want.
What?
This is called a Devon Tread watch. It's a Tread 1 watch.
I do love my watches.
I'm not sure you'll
This
love
is
the
my
price.
Sunto. This is awesome. What's the price?
$17,000, $17,500.
Wow, I could buy a used car for that.
Yeah, you could.
Can I ride in this watch?
I don't really know what's so great about this. I'm
Can
going
I
to tell
drive
you,
it?
and then you tell me if it's
Okay,
worth this.
let's
4
see.
internal 2-micron thin belts that spin within the case to display the time. It's powered by a lithium polymer rechargeable cell that's charged by wireless induction. The electric system runs the belts that are kept in tune with optical technology.
That's pretty cool. 4-micron thick belts.
Yeah.
But does it have a clear case so I can see the belts moving around inside
I think
of it?
so, yes.
I wouldn't
do
pay.
it?
I wouldn't pay over $16,500 for it. $17,500 is just right out.
Right, of course. All right, so the next thing I have for us is the Stufugun STFU. I don't know how you say
You
that.
know what STFU stands for?
No.
Shut the
Oh!
something up. STFU.
Well, that makes sense
That's right.
now. I
It's
couldn't
the
figure
shut
out where
the
they...
beep up gun. That's right.
This is exactly that.
I know what it is.
All right, tell them about it.
You point it at somebody, and what it does is it causes them to hear, if they're talking, it causes them in their head to hear what they're. You know how when you make a phone call to somebody sometimes and you get a bad connection and you're like, you hear that echo?
Yeah.
And every
You hear
word
yourself.
you say, you hear it like 1 second later.
It happens
and
on Skype.
You can't concentrate, you have to hang up and call back. That's what this gun does to people.
Can you believe that? Like, you just point it at them and it shuts them up because they can't do anything other than it.
And there's a big argument about whether
There
this should be
really
allowed
is.
because, like, let's say there's a crowd of dissidents and somebody's trying to talk about their opinion. You shoot this gun at them. Good luck talking about that.
Right,
you know?
exactly. Or, I mean, there are so many bad use cases that could happen from this.
And I can't think of any good ones. Sometimes I want to use that gun on you. I'm just kidding.
Wow.
Just kidding. All right, do we have any other stories?
Well, I brought my robots with me this week since you didn't let me do it last week.
Hey,
so
it was
I'm
not me.
forcing
You
it.
tried to cheat last week, so
I
you got
did
your
not.
robots booted out.
All
Okay,
right. First
bring
of all,
the robots.
one you might have already seen because it's gotten a lot of attention, the Cheetah robot. Now,
Oh,
this
God.
thing, it's broken world records. It's broken the land speed record for legged robots. This thing looks like a cheetah. It has 4 legs and it
Yeah,
goes
watch.
like
Here-
that.
There's going to be a video. Dave will show you.
It made it to 18 miles per hour. The previous running version was like 13 miles an hour, set in the 80s. Amazingly so. What I find more amazing is that the 80s brought a 13 mile an hour legged robot.
Yeah, well, you know.
But
what I find more amazing is that you think the fact that robots that can now chase us down, catch us, hunt us, that's really great. You think that's
it's
a good
done by
development.
Boston Dynamics. Those are good guys over there.
Yeah, well, when the robots take over the
Boston
world,
Dynamics
they're
and
not going to care.
I, we're good friends.
Skynet.
They're going to protect the people who are good to me.
Skynet. What other robots do you have?
All right, so Japanese football robots.
Well, I like football.
These things are pretty awesome, actually. It's the 7th annual Robotic American Football Competition. They
These
were
guys
for
are
high
awesome.
school students in Japan.
I got to give it up to these because
how
you know
can
what?
you not?
This is basically like little miniature cars.
Yes, exactly. They fight and they look cool.
They
and
drive around, they slam into each other, and they basically kick a football around. So I
Yeah.
have one little problem with this. They kick a football.
It should
but
be a soccer ball?
They kick an American football instead of kicking a universal football. F-U-T-B-A-L.
Right.
They kick a F-O-O-T-B-A-L-L.
Right.
But anyway, it makes it more fun because a regular round ball would be too predictable, and this thing is all over the place.
Yeah.
And they crash into each other, and they give each other headaches.
it's remote controlled. You can't have a robot that's more than 6.6 pounds. So there are rules and regulations and all of that.
I'll give it up to them. I don't know how
liked
they would
it.
kill us, although they could give my shins a whatnot.
They could.
They could.
And I'll set them off to do that.
All right, what are the
So
things?
this one got even more attention than the cheetah robots. The flying musician robots, the swarming quadricopters. Now this is a little old, but I just have to show you guys here, just in case you hadn't seen it, because
You got to watch this video.
Take a
Just
look.
hang on. Okay, I got to give it up for the musical robots. Although even you have to admit that swarming programmable robots could easily kill us all. Easily.
All right, so we're gonna cut it out now and go see what else we can find at South by Southwest, what guests we can interview. You guys can watch all of our coverage at geekbeat.tv.
Please do.
And make sure you follow him at John Pose on Twitter and Google+.
And follow her on Twitter and Google+, Callie Lewis. And go and check out geekbeat.tv/live55 for all the links and videos and things that we
Thanks
talked
to
about.
DK Dave for doing that.
And we will see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.